This is a domestic report from Terkula News. We're starting with a focus on politics. In Benue State, the Principal Special Assistant to the Governor on Youth and Media Mobilization, Honorable Terver Joseph, has sacked his Chief of Staff, Mr. John Ukeyima, and Chief Press Secretary, Mr. Lubem Terkula, for participating in protests against the ongoing killings in the state. In a letter issued on Sunday, Terver accused the two officials of acting against the directive of the government, describing their actions as a serious breach of duty. This comes as hundreds of youth staged a protest in Makurdi to draw global attention to the recent attacks by suspected Fulani herdsmen, including a deadly assault in Yelwata community that claimed nearly 250 lives. In religion, Pope Leo has offered prayers for the victims of the terrible massacre in Yelwata, Guma local government area of Benue State, Nigeria, where about 200 internally displaced persons, mostly sheltered by a local Catholic mission, were brutally killed overnight on June 13th and 14th. During his Sunday Angelus prayer, the Pope called for security, justice, and peace in Nigeria, expressing deep concern for rural Christian communities facing relentless violence.
Nella notte tra il 13 e il 14 giugno, nella città di Yelwata, nell'area amministrativa locale di Guma, nello stato di Benue, in Nigeria, si è verificato un terribile massacro in cui circa 200 persone sono state uccise con estrema crudeltà, la maggior parte delle quali erano sfollati interni, ospitati dalla missione cattolica locale. Prego affinché la sicurezza, la giustizia e la pace prevalgano in Nigeria, paese amato e così colpito da varie forme di violenza. E prego in modo particolare per le comunità cristiane rurali dello Stato di Benue, che incessantemente sono stati vittime della violenza.
Meanwhile, Amnesty International Nigeria has urged authorities to urgently halt the ongoing bloodshed and bring the perpetrators to justice. Still on religion, Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman AbdulRazaq has fully reimbursed pilgrims from the state who were victims of a foreign currency scam in Saudi Arabia. According to the Kwara Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board, some elderly pilgrims were duped into exchanging their $100 bills for $1 bills after arriving in Medina. In response, the governor provided each affected pilgrims with $500 to cover the losses. The board also praised the governor for his earlier financial support to all Kwara pilgrims, including his visit to Mecca, and endorsed the central bank's proposed plan to distribute travel allowances via preloaded debit cards to prevent future frauds. Now, in security, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hasan Abubakar, has led a high-level Nigerian delegation to the United States for a program management review meeting on the accusation of 12 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters. The meeting, held in San Diego, brought together U.S. government officials and representatives of Bell Textron, the helicopter manufacturers. Air Marshal Abubakar expressed Nigeria's appreciation for the strategic partnership with the U.S., emphasizing that the helicopters will boost the Nigerian Air Force combat readiness. He later visited U.S. Marine Corps squadrons operating the AH-1Z to gain insight into its operation, maintenance, and logistics. The air chief assured that Nigeria remains committed to deploying the new assets responsibly in the fight against terrorism and criminality, while also appreciating President Bola Tinubu for his continued support. Now, in economy, in a major shift of Nigeria's oil sector, Dangote Refinery has announced that it will begin the direct distribution of premium motor spirit and diesel to major consumers, including manufacturers, telecom firms, aviation, and other larger users, starting 15th August 2025. The refinery disclosed that the new initiative will bypass middlemen and petroleum marketers, offering free logistics and credit facilities to bulk buyers. To support the rollout, Dangote has procured 4,000 CNG power tankers and over 100 additional CNG trucks for nationwide distribution. The company says the move will lower production costs, reduce inflation, create jobs, and support President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda by boosting Nigeria's economic stability and fuel accessibility across all regions. Now, in crime, The Court of Appeal in Lagos has overturned the Federal High Court's order forfeiting assets belonging to the former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele to the federal government. In a split 2-1 decision, the court ruled that the conflicting evidence on how Emefiele acquired the properties required a full retrial with oral testimonies and cross-examination. The Federal High Court has earlier granted the EFCC's request for final forfeiture of multi-luxury properties and over $2 million in assets, which the anti-graft agency claimed were proceeds of an unlawful activity. However, the appeal court upheld the forfeiture of $2,045,000 while remanding the rest of the case to a new Federal High Court judge for fresh hearing. Still in crime, the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has been relocated to the Department of State Services headquarters in Abuja. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court issued the order to facilitate the inspection of a shipping container allegedly used by Kanu to smuggle a radio transmitter into Nigeria for broadcast on Radio Biafra. Kanu, who is facing terrorism charges linked to his campaign for Biafra's independence, will now have his case proceedings conducted at the DSS facility. That is the domestic news updates for now. On to Percolate News. Do stay with us for more domestic updates and developments. I am Blessing Bassi.